important to understand about mind. And so, in order to understand the mind, so first we have two important things. There are two activities. In the beginning, you have to recognize the set of your correct motivation, and at the end, then you can, whatever you do in your daily activities, your actions of the body, actions of the speech, actions of the mind, you can dedicate something good purpose. So these two are very important, two activities. Beginning, correct your motivation, and end, you should always dedicate something meaningful and something useful, whatever you've done in your daily life. So if you if you have understanding about this, correcting your motivation, so it means you need to set up good motivation. So good motivation is it's something, motivation not is polluted by kind of like afflictive emotions, not polluted by negative. It is something positive. It is motivated by compassion, motivated by altruistic mind, something good. Whatever you're thinking good, all are good motivation. So if your motivation is good, then because of the intention, your speech will be good and your daily action will be good. So therefore, when we talk about understanding mind, so it's very important to correct your motivation at the beginning. Everything we think, whatever we done, basis of the mind. Without mind we cannot think. Without mind we cannot do anything. So everything is actually created by mind. So therefore, first you must correct your motivations and check your motivation is right or wrong. Checking, am I doing right or wrong? Am I speaking right or wrong? Am I thinking right or wrong? So you correct all this motivation, and then you do something in your daily life, working or whatever, then everything will be very good, like your action will be very good, and then you will dedicate this good purpose, then it is like, the expression in Tibet, when you have little candy, no matter where you bite, all sweetness, right? Doesn't matter wherever you bite the candy, sweetness. So similarly, if you have good motivation, beginning you have good motivations, and at the end you dedicate all your actions with a good purpose. Whatever you do doesn't matter, working or you're eating, drinking, everything is good, you can make good purpose. So therefore, it's very important. So understanding mind is not easy. So first set up good motivation, and then these two activities are extremely important from the beginning. So then once you have good understanding about this motivation and the dedication with good purpose, you are dedicating your life to good purpose. Then you can think about mind, right? Mind. So first is everyone often talk about mind, but very difficult to recognize the mind. So therefore, we have three things very important. All like Tibetan great masters are saying these three things are very important to identify your mind. So number one is we call the pointing out innate essence of the mind, pointing out innate essence of the mind. And number two is about pointing out essence of your innate essence of thinking, innate essence of thinking. We think, thought, emotions, everything, on the basis of the mind. And number 3 is pointing out innate perceptions. So of course we have many perceptions because we have this all like when we wake up early morning, so we use all this, we see, we smell, we taste, we see, see house, everything, perceptions, pointing out innate perceptions. So when we understand these 3, pointing out essence of the mind, the pointing out innate thinking and pointing out innate essence, then you will be able to recognize the identity or the essence of the nature of the mind, when we talk about nature of the mind. So therefore, number 1, let me talk about the pointing out innate essence of mind. So pointing out innate essence of mind means, the samadhi, right? Samadhi, and the vipassana, and you also know the unification of the samadhi and the vipassana, right? Vipassana. So number 1, so it means samadhi, right? Samadhi, which is kind of like calm mind which is very calm, actually, try to dissolve all our thoughts, emotions during meditation period, isn't it? So when the mind is disturbed, then you have to bring your mind back to the meditation. So if you are thinking, like for example, like if you are thinking somebody may cause you anger, then the mind is disturbed. And then disturbing mind is just like turbulence in the mind. So during that period, so we have to use to become our mind more calmer, more gentler. So therefore, number 1 is, it means that when you start meditation, you can use the meditation postures, 7 postures, and you remain your mind, just do not push your mind, and do not just remain natural, kind of like relaxing your mind as well as relaxing your body, meditation posture. And then all your thoughts, the gross, subtle, eventually dissolve to the mind. When thoughts subside, or thoughts and all the gross, no matter what kind of thought, all gross, subtle thought subside, absorb to the mind, then mind become more calm, because mind is agitated because of thought. So if the thoughts subside, mind become calm and gentler, So therefore, then isn't that true, when all thoughts, gross, subtle thoughts subside to the mind, and then when you look directly into the mind, then you will see the natural state of mind. It is not natural state of mind, it's just natural, it just remain calm, not pushing your mind, not conform your mind in any part of your body, Usually, what happens is something, we often say my hand, my body, we say like this. When you say my hand, it seems to be like mind belongs to the hand, right? When you say my body, it seems to be mind belongs to the body, right? But then, so when we, remain your mind with the mindfulness and without agitation, without distracting. and then you analyze, right? Then you analyze the mind. You cannot formulate verbally mind is such and such, right? And mentally you cannot formulate mind is such and such. That is absolutely, we cannot formulate or we cannot describe from the speech mind is such and such. And we cannot mentally describe mind is such and such. Impossible, right? So if we cannot describe something like this, what is that mind? It is we call the lucid, self-knowing mind. Lucid. It is lucid, clear, originated awakened mind. So then that mind is we call the vipassana mind, isn't it? Vipassana. So calm abiding and vipassana mind. Now, when we talk about these two, usually these two are kind of like gradual, right? Samadhi first, and then we practice vipassana, kind of like analytical meditation, right? Vipassana is kind of like analyzing the mind, and samadhi is kind of like calm and just concentrating, just try to dissolve all your thoughts back to the mind. So, but these two are generally speaking gradual, right? First vipassana, then first samadhi and calm abiding, and then vipassana mind. But we need to unify these two, right? Samadhi and vipassana, make unification. So when we make unification, means when we directly look into the samadhi mind, when we see samadhi is different from the vipassana mind, right? When we look directly into the vipassana, analytical mind, when we see analytical mind is different from the calm abiding samadhi mind. But in fact, not like that. Both these minds are contained in our present mind. So these both minds are contained within our present mind. But when we look samadhi mind, we distinguish samadhi mind is different from the vipassana mind. Looking from the vipassana mind is, samadhi mind is kind of calm mind, right? Vipassana mind is kind of a wisdom, analytical mind. But these, so generally speaking, these two minds contain in our present mind. When these two minds contain in our present mind, if you are able to recognize, then you will unify these two. What we call the samadhi, unification of the samadhi and the special mind. But then this is what many great masters says. Meditation, born from meditation, we call it born from meditation. Just like a child born from the mother. So similarly, born from meditation. So born from meditation means first recognize calm abiding mind, and then vipassana mind, and then you unify this mind into the present state of mind. So when you are able to think and experience something like that, so that is we great masters called birth of meditation. Birth of meditation. So that's what we call. Number one, we called nature for the Buddhist mind. Right. Number two, we call that mind is we call mind of all sentient beings. Right. Number three, we call that is non-arising natural state of mind. And number three, we call that is basic natural mind. And we also call innate mind. And we also call original wakefulness mind, and we call Mahamudra mind. So these are mind, isn't it? So that, so this is we are talking about pointing out innate essence. These are pointing out innate essence. So pointing out innate essence means calm abiding, especially inside, and you unify these two in the present state of mind. So that is what we call pointing out innate. And then you that give you birth meditation. Birth meditation means giving you understand the Buddha's mind, Buddha nature, the Buddha nature, or the non-natural state of mind, right? Innate mind. It is called basic nature mind, origin wakefulness mind, and this is what we. So this is the meaning of the pointing out innate essence. So once you have understanding about this pointing out innate essence, right? Then you need to meditate on the pointing out essence of thought or thinking, right? So is it true that when all thoughts subside to the mind became intangible, away, emptiness, right? When the thought disturbs the mind, those kind of like turbulence, disturb the mind, then mind become agitated, and you are unable to, to control and to recognize this essence of the mind. When the thought, when you do practice and meditation, right, and when the thought subside, and eventually mind remain intangible, away, emptiness, intangible. Mind is intangible, right? No shape, no color, essence of everything, intangible. Intangible mind is intangible, away, emptiness. So when you see mind is intangible, away, emptiness, then you should look direct to this intangible, empty awareness mind, and then you create thought. Your thought, like you have many thoughts, like anger, whatever, daily thoughts, afflictive emotions or whatever, all kinds of thoughts. So when you create thoughts within, you create not like somebody making you travel, right? And thought arises. It's not coming from empty awareness. You're not thinking like that, right? Just ordinary thoughts. This is not ordinary, This is kind of like a meditation. So this is kind of like how can we use thought to the essence of your meditation mind, So thought arises, then your mind become more skillful, what should do, how can I reduce, and how can I dissolve this thought back to the mind, kind of like, it's not like, usually, when anger arises, then what happened. Like small anger arises, then little bit boom, boom, boom. Big boom, getting bigger and bigger. Then that's the not point you can see the pointing out innate essence. Pointing out innate essence means, so when mind becomes intangible, empty awareness, then you create this thought, So when you create this thought, then you analyze the thought, right? Analyze the thought. So analyze the thought means, is this a thought, you created whatever. For example, like if you create anger thought within this empty awareness, then you analyze, is this thought you created, right? You already created this thought, is different from external object. That is what we are thinking. It is totally coming from the separate from this empty awareness thought, right? So that thought, you create that thought, right? If this thought create you anger, thought create. If this thought create, after thought disappear, image of thought comes after thought disappear, or image of thought comes while you are producing the thought, while you are cultivating the thought, or it is thought coming from the present state of empty awareness mind. You know what I mean. So when so within this empty awareness, so it is coming image of thought comes after thought disappeared, or this is arising while you are cultivating the thoughts, or is this thought of image is present state of mind, within this what we call within this empty awareness mind, right? So if you are believing that this thought is image of thought is thought arise after thought disappeared, right? Or image of thought arise while you are cultivating thought, then you should pay attention to the what is identity. You are not completely experiencing the what we call the essence of thought, right? So therefore you should look directly into the identity of the thought, right? So when you're looking directly into the identity of the thought, so the identity of thought is not something like identity of the thought is not stopped by meditation, right? So identity of thought is not produced by meditation. Identity of thought, right? Identity. So when you recognize the identity of thought is not produced by meditation, not stopped by any kind of your mind, then you are experiencing that essence of thought, because you are not separating, like it thought, right? This thought is coming, can one with this empty awareness mind, cannot separate. So if you are believing thoughts are coming, image of thought arise after thought disappear, or cultivating while you are cultivating, you are believing this image, anger thoughts, or in the present state of mind with the empty awareness, right? So when you look directly into the identity of a thought, this thought is not produced by meditation, not stopped by meditation. It is one with the empty awareness mind. It is natural state of mind. Then you are able to recognize, pointing out essence of the thought. It is not like ordinary thought, right? Ordinary thought is ordinary thought is kind of like distorted mind. Ordinary thought. When ordinary thought arises, we are unable to see the essence of our mind, unable to see this clear, lucid nature of the mind, isn't it? So when you are thinking like this is the very important, right? Pointing out essence of thought, which means remain your mind with this meditation posture and try to absorb the thought subside to the mind. When thought subside, mind becomes intangible, empty awareness. Right? No thought, mind becomes intangible, empty awareness, like space. Open the mind. Mind should be like space, open the mind. Right? Space is empty, right? So empty awareness mind. And then within empty awareness mind, you create the thought and you analyze the thought, right? This image. And then you you are looking directly into the identity of the thought. So identity of thought is not produced by meditations, not stopped by meditation. And then you are able to experience meditation, which is called the pointing out essence of the thought. So no matter what kind of thought, you can use to make thought to the meditation practice. So the point is, all thought is meditation. So it means you train your mind, discipline your mind, and transform all thought into something in meditation practice, with really recognizing this. So when you are able to see or to recognize this, pointing out the essence of the thought, right? Then perceptions are often, in our daily life we use perceptions, right? Perceptions are like, looking beautiful house, looking everything perception, right? House, beautiful flower, beautiful garden, everything is perception. So now, number 3 is pointing out inner perceptions. Now perceptions are often we use, so we have to make those perceptions to the meditation practice, so therefore it means now when your meditation posture, like 7 postures, and you can do some breathing exercise, right? And if you have time, maybe you can do 9 breathing exercises. Press your left nostril, 3 deep breathing. Press your right nostril, 3 deep breathing, and 2 together with deep breathing, 9 breathing exercise. And then pointing out inner perceptions. So perceptions are, so therefore with this meditation posture, then you have to remain your mind and try to remain your mind calm and even, natural, and mind became intangible, empty awareness. Within this intangible, empty awareness, then you create the perceptions. Perceptions, create the perceptions. So when you create the perceptions, and then you analyze the perceptions are, these perceptions are within the empty awareness, or perceptions are totally separate from the empty awareness mind, right? And then you analyze, you may say perceptions come from the empty awareness mind, because within empty awareness you create perceptions, right? Then you may have thought, perceptions are coming from the empty awareness mind. Therefore, so when you believe that perceptions are coming from the empty awareness mind, then you ask the questions, right? Analyze. If these perceptions, my experience of perceptions comes this before empty awareness, or if these perceptions comes to my mind while I'm cultivating my looking to the perceptions, cultivating perceptions, or if these perceptions are one entity with this empty awareness mind, right? If these perceptions, whatever perceptions, like perceptions of the house, right, you create. If these perceptions of the house is image of this perception come from before empty awareness, or while you're cultivating these perceptions, or after, So therefore, it means so perceptions do not arrest the perceptions. Do not arrest the perceptions. When empty, like empty, deliberately do not produce anything, just remain on the emptiness of the perceptions. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this means if you are able to, for example, while you are perceiving the perceptions, usually what happens is when we are perceiving perceptions, we are often thinking, perceptions are coming, remaining, and departure. We are thinking often like that, oh, the perception comes, oh, it remains, it disappears. For example, like perceptions of this beautiful is coming, now remaining, it disappears. Then you are arresting the perceptions. Like, do not deliberately arrest the perceptions while you are perceiving. Like, when empty, right, do not deliberately produce anything, just remain on the emptiness. And then, no matter what kind of perceptions appear to your mind, then that is called the pointing out inner perceptions. You know what I mean? Usually, all these perceptions, generally speaking, disturb our mind, isn't it? For example, like you may see beautiful house or whatever, beautiful beach, whatever, perceptions. There are so many perceptions, isn't it? And we always confirm the perceptions, isn't it? So these are very important. So when we talk about identifying the mind, is not very easy, right? And when we talk about nature of the mind, it's very complicated. Sounds like easy, but not easy, right? Very very complicated. Sounds like everyone, nature of the mind, Buddha nature, often we speak in the monastery intuition, Buddha nature, very easy. But when we come and start studying and meditation, then very difficult, isn't it? So, but it is some point meditation teachings, with the great masters saying these are very, very important. So, beginning, we need two activities: motivation and dedication, right? And then you have to pointing out innate essence of mind. So, calm abiding, samadhi, and unify these two minds with the present state of mind. Then this is what we call birth of meditation. Birth of meditation, just like child born from mother, So meditation, birth of meditation. So birth of meditation is nature of the mind, non-arising natural state of mind, Mahamudra mind, original wakefulness of mind, self-knowing mind. Mind is basic nature of the mind, innate mind. These all are same. Same mind. So and then you meditate on the next one is pointing out innate thoughts. So thoughts are often then all thoughts subside. Mind become intangible, empty awareness. Within empty awareness, create the thought. Then you analyze the thought. If this thought, image of thought comes while you're cultivating, or thought disappear, or present state of mind, and then you're looking directly into the identity of the thought is not produced by meditation, not disturbed by meditation. It is undescribable, naked, natural state of mind. we cannot describe. Remember? Verbally we cannot formulate mind is such and such. Mentally we cannot think mind is such and such. It is undescribable. We call it naked, lucid, self-knowing mind. And then pointing out innate perceptions, right? Perceptions, same, right? Perceptions, very important. Perceptions means when perceptions are within this empty awareness, you create the perceptions, right? Right. And do not arrest perceptions, right? Do not arrest perceptions. Arrest perception means you are thinking it is kind of like coming, remaining, and departing the perceptions. Then you arrest the perceptions. Then you cannot see this mind, right? Do not, when empty, right? Deliberately do not produce anything, any thoughts, nothing. Do not create anything. Just remain on the emptiness of the mind. Then all this is what we call the pointing out innate perceptions. You guys understand what I'm saying? This is a very important practice, please. I don't know, but I'm reading my title. The great masters are talking. It's a very, very point, This point is, Buddhist teaching is Lord Buddha's teaching is very vast, not 112 volumes of all our essence. We have no time in the West, right? And we are teaching here some point. Okay, so let us read a little bit this one. So this is a text here, which is today is this one, right? Is explanation of the why we offer things which have no honor. What is the purpose of why we offer things which have no honor, and what purpose why we are offering these things who have no honor. Right? So this is the thing. Here is the explanation of we offer things which have no honor. One may begin with the following question. What is the use of offering things which are only imagined in the mind? Imagine what's the point, Not real offering, but you are mentally imagine the offering, and you offer this to the holy object. You may have some questions. And then said that would not be better to actually offer some lovely object of another, what's the point, I am, then Shantideva said, I am not the kind of person who have been able in the past to accumulate any great amount of merit, So it means I am not able to, in the past, I didn't practice generosity. Therefore, I'm not rich. Actually, saying I'm poor. I don't have anything, but I can offer these things which I have no honor. Because I don't have anything. Because I'm poor. Because in the past I didn't practice any generosity. In the sense of I possess none of the things that I would like to, and so I have no right or to any other kind of wealth that I might offer. I beg you, therefore, you who are the protector, who think exclusively of what might be benefit to others, to use your power to accept this offering. I have made the object which has no other honor to do so for my own sake. So this is the reason. So here is the think this was 6. Creating these things in my mind, I offered them to the Supreme Beings, the Buddhas, as well as their children, compassionate one, which is the Bodhisattva, like Bodhisattva, gentle voice, Manjushris, and Bodhisattva compassion. And there are eight types of Bodhisattvas. And one thing kindly of me, and I accept these things, these offering to mine. Having no merit, I have destitute, and I have no other gift to offer. O protector, you who think of helping others, by your power, accept this for my sake. So he offered all this offering which we have no own. But generally speaking, all these depend on the motivation. Very, very important. Like if your motivation is good, even you give $1, get good merit. If your motivation is not good, maybe if you are giving, for example, like maybe giving because of high expectation, giving because you want famous, giving if you give things with outwardly dharmas, then of course giving is good, but not much, not very effective. Even things, give small things, good with pure motivation, you create good karma. Okay, karma. Do you believe karma? Karma, right? Karma. Karma is created. You will carry karma in the mind. Karmic seed. Karmic seed. So when you talk, when you think, we plant the seed in the mind. Okay, this is karma. This is seed in the mind. Seed. So this seed is not like like we cannot see the seed. Seeds are extremely hidden. They belong to the hidden phenomena. We have different categories of phenomena. Manifesting phenomena, hidden phenomena, extremely hidden. Difficult to believe. For example, difficult to believe past life, hidden phenomena. You can't see the past life. Some people remember past life, right? There are some proof. Little baby remember the past. But these are, generally speaking, hidden, extremely. So when we speak good, we plant good seed in the mind. When we speak bad, we plant bad seed in the mind. When we think good, we plant good seed in the mind. When we think bad, we plant bad seed in the mind. So this seed will ripen. Ordinary seed will ripen when fertilizing, right? First you need ordinary seed, then you need cooperative causes, sun, water, all this fertilizing, seed will grow. If seed there, no fertilizing, impossible to grow. So similarly, when we plant something good, seed is already there, it will grow if you fertilize with the good conditions. Very similar, isn't it? So these are the teachings tonight. Thank you very much.